started with our program. Again, happy International Women's Day. Thank you all so much for coming, and thank you so much to Commerce Bank for sponsoring today's breakfast. I'm going to call President of Commerce Bank, Ignacio Urabaso, to come and say a few words. So please help me welcome President.
Thank you, Alba. Thank you very much, and congratulations. I mean, got a good group to it. It seems only yesterday that this same group was here having the same breakfast, but it's been over a year now, I think, so congratulations. And aside from that, you got the International Women's Day, so that's even a lot of women here. All of them in logistics and manufacturing, wow. It's a different world than when I was growing up, okay? Manufacturing was for men only, not anymore, okay? So congratulations to all of you.
It's been a lot of years.
It's been a lot of years, that's right. That's right. I'm actually ashamed to say how many years I've been working in a bank, but I got Bill Green over there. He's longer than me, so I mean, he had and Mark has been longer than me. So anyway, I'm not the oldest guy here, okay? So, and besides that, it's not the age, it's the number of experience and miles that you have. That's what really counts. So.
And how you feel, of course.
Yeah, how you feel, that's right. So. Anyway, congratulations, and congratulations to all the women for being here. It's certainly an honor for us to host you. First of all, I do want to mention that Consul Carolina Zaragoza is here with us. Thank you for coming by, and it's always a pleasure for you to visit with us. And, you know, we certainly welcome you anytime you want to. So, thank you. You know, last night I was in Austin, and I was with a bunch of bankers and from all over the state of Texas, and some of them had their spouses. But in the conversation I was having with them, it amazes me how little these bankers, supposedly educated bank presidents, know about the border, know about logistics, know about manufacturing, know about NAFTA, immigration, tariffs. I think it just simply amazes me that we, as a community, including the bankers here, have not done a very good job in communicating what we do in the border and what we actually produce and the logistics of this, the warehousing. And they were asking simplistic questions. This is bank presidents. And I think if you all were to do something
Wait, I have the answer for you. Give us the list of those bankers across the state of Texas, and we'll send them an invitation for the Logistics and Manufacturing Symposium that we put together in September. We've been doing it for over 20 years, so we can send them the save the date. We already have it. Send it ahead of time. And
that's a good idea. I have the list. It's the Texas Bankers Association, and we were the board members.
We will also share the link that Alma is putting together videos showing all that information exactly to make everybody aware. So
I think that's a very...
I don't say anything, but it's a great conversation, all because we can't hear a word.
Oh, really?
Not from you,
Okay.
from the people giving you the info.
Oh, yeah. No, I like I said, I was amazed at some of the questions that they were asking me. I mean, and I'm going to repeat it, but it was very simplistic and basic stuff. And they were just simply not interested in the border. They're not interested in international trade. They have no idea what's going on. And those are the people that vote, guys. So if I would make one suggestion to this group is to communicate some of this stuff. I try on a one-to-one what's going on, and they were like, really? Really? What they hear about the border is the drug cartels. That's what they hear about, unfortunately. And I had one lady 3 or 4 years ago, same group, but another lady wasn't there last night, that literally asked me if I go to the movies on weekends. And I didn't understand the question very well because I said, what do you mean, movies? Yeah, we go to the movies. He says, aren't you afraid to go to the movies? That was a question. And I said, no, I'm not afraid to go to the movies. I'm not even afraid to go to restaurants. But anyway, I just there's a lot of misinformation out there, and there's a lot of work to be done. And it takes an effort from the whole group like this and other groups to make sure that we tell our story and the benefits and the productivity that we do in the border, and how well we coordinate all this, and how many employees and how many workforce we produce for the rest of the country. So with that, I'm not going to talk anymore, but if you want me to, I can talk about anything else you want to do.
I think I'll take it from here. Thank
Okay.
you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So, good morning to all. Thanks for having me this morning. My name is Claudia Contreras Faz. I'm the LPSD HR manager. And first of all, I'm going to tell you that the following minutes is going to be worth it. So thank you very much for your time. I'm going to go very briefly through my introduction. I'm an industrial engineer. I'm very proud to be graduated from the Instituto Tecnológico from Nuevo Laredo. I also have a master's in business administrations from La UAT, so my heart is kind of split up, and I'm originally from Nuevo Laredo. I also have some other certification from the University. I think the most important to name is I'm a Six Sigma Black Belt. And recently I completed Corporate Social Responsibility Diploma and also a Positive Psychology course. In my career, I started in Delphi in the automotive industry. I worked for that company 10 years. And have the opportunity to have an abroad assignment in Warren, Ohio in the early stages of my career. The last 12 years, happily working for Caterpillar. And you might say, well, how is an engineer working in the HR field? Well, that's how things move in a company that is open for diversity and inclusion, and I feel that human resources is my true call after almost working 15 years in different fields of engineering. And well, there has been several areas. I've started in supply chain in Caterpillar and moved 6 years ago to the HR area. Also, not only working for the REMAN, but also in the HSD, that is the Human Services Division. I worked 3 years, assigned to the Latin American region, where I have the opportunity to develop HR policies, address employee complaints, in order to guarantee that we have the working conditions and the employee rights were respected throughout the region. My hobbies, I really love art. I spend a lot of time reading through architecture, poetry, etc. And I enjoy a lot sharing my time with my two kids. I have a 19-year-old boy and another one that is 13. So we enjoy a lot doing sports. And basically that's my, my background. I'm going to jump very fastly to our main topic. You know, Caterpillar, we are around the world, and our division has 3 locations. We represent 40% of the total division in, from our representation, and we have like approximately 1,800 employees. We are proudly to say that we're one of the most profitable divisions in worldwide. In not only within the division, Nuevo Laredo stands up for a world-class manufacturing facility. I'm not going to go through all of it. You have 3 locations. We're going to be celebrating 30 years to be in the community this year. May, we're going to have all the startup of the celebration. So today we're going to talk about what's happening out there. I mean, I don't know if everybody here in this room feel it, but the environment is changing. Today we are celebrating International Women's Day, and it's an important celebration because it's happening right now around the world, and there are a lot of efforts from, I mean, we saw all I think we all saw the Oscar celebration, and I mean, every stand-up that has been communicating in TV or no matter the platform, everybody's talking about women's rights and the advance that has been going on in the last year. So this celebration, it really recognized all the effort that has been going on the work place. It's no matter what the civilization, no matter where is the country, everybody is recognizing that it's the time for women to have a space, to have a time in either political, economic, or no matter the platform is there. So this movement is growing, and I want to state a little bit of what the World Economic Forum results are giving us in the last years. And this presentation is a combination of some data and what Caterpillar is doing to react to that information. So this is some of the elements that Caterpillar has been working. But what I really want to mention is, let me just go back here to my, the question here is, how does it take to attract, and I'm going to talk about a little bit from the talent standpoint, or to develop a leader or a good engineer? And I know that some in your minds might say numbers that end up with years. So what does it take to form a leader? How much time does it take to hire an engineer, develop unique technical skill and abilities to have them ready to the industry or any other field? And some answers, you might say, well, it takes years. It takes years. Sometimes you will hire, from the university, and then give them 1 year, 2 years just to explore and know different disciplines, and then we can give them a chance to have people and have higher responsibilities. So having the right talent at the right time, at the right place, in this point of time, is getting more difficult every time. And this is why the fourth industrial revolution is happening. We're talking about drones. We're talking about intelligent artificial. We're talking about 3D printers. And the question is, are we capable of react that fast to change? The World Economic Forum 2 years ago released a study, The Future of the Job. And this study shows that we have been growing in terms of technology so fast that no matter the field that the fields that this advancing technology are touching, the disruption is going to be so high, and not only is going to be changing our business models, but also our consumption behaviors. So labor markets are going to impact it, or are being impacted right now. I mean, this study was released 2 years ago, and it was stating that by 2020, 5 million jobs are going to be eliminated. And that might include our positions. If we don't keep in the fast track of all these changes, we're going to be off. Obviously, there are a lot of jobs that are going to be raised because of these new technologies, but they are comparing these changes in our environment, as the first industrial revolution. And we can, talk and go on with this, but the thing is, are we ready to adapt to change? Do we have our employees and our work population ready to receive new technologies and be able to react fast to our customer demands? Klaus Schwab, that is the chairman of the World Economic Forum, said that talent is one of the most essential factors for growth and competitiveness. In order to build the future economics that can be dynamic and inclusive, we must ensure that everybody has equal opportunities. And at this point in my speech is where women came into action. So when women and girls are excluded, the global community loses out on skills, ideas, and perspective that are critical to address global challenges and new opportunities. So that's why Caterpillar has these 4 main elements to address this type of challenge. First, the strong commitment from the upper management, and I'm talking about CEOs, vice president, worldwide, right now are celebrating International Women's Day and recognizing the importance of having diversity in our workforce. The other thing is to have the proper work environment, to have not only women, but everybody to feel with the freedom to speak up, with the freedom to raise ideas, and those ideas will well received in order to contribute to innovation and progress. So educate also women in business acumen and work-life balance, but also provide the benefits, also provide the specific aids that your community or that your company will need to have those proper work environment. So the thing here, and the question that we have to do this morning is, are we taking action? Are we moving fast? The call is to take action not only in our companies, but in our communities, as individuals, in order to promote gender equity. So for business, for the countries, it should be a priority in their agendas. So gender equity is critical to economic and moral imperative, not only for us to become deeply conscious of the choices we've made every day. If we want to be a competitive region, not only Nuevo Laredo, but both regions, we have to be innovative, and we have to be able to react to those changes. And we are not going to do it if we remain closed and not with an open up mind and challenging our behaviors and our beliefs. So this is the first, 2007 was the first year that Caterpillar joined International Women's Days as a joint or worldwide effort. We are strongly committed to give the space and the time for women to give their ideas, and they receive, from other women in the community. So last year we celebrate the International Women's Day, and we did several, conferences, activities. We have the complete support of our operations manager, and we basically stopped the line, and we did that yesterday. We had a play with the local municipal institute, and we have more than 200 employees from the shop floor enjoying 1 hour of a play that will bring awareness to this cause. So the following slides are the main activities that Caterpillar is doing, and this is not just, one day to another that we decided, it's fun to give women a time. I mean, we've been working this since years ago, providing information to all our level in the organization of the importance of having an inclusive environment. Another thing that is happening right now, and even though women has been having the gender gap in education, it's, if you can see in the first 3 rows and labels, you can see that we are equally. I mean, the gender gaps in education remain, but when women make up an equal or larger share of those attending university. But nevertheless, when we start talking about economic, the outcomes are significantly less favorable for women than for men. So incomes are rising globally, but it's men who's taking the biggest share in that. So what we do is that we provide our women training in business acumen. Last year we had a different workshop in product and loss, and also in OPAC and other elements important in our organization, like new product introduction. And that is not only dedicated, just the engineers are going to attend that class, or accounting. This is open and everybody can attend, from the shop level up to the directors. Another important things from statistics worldwide says that despite really the equal university education overall, there are differences that in which male and female students are studying. Women are more likely to be specialized in fields such as health and welfare, while men take the opportunities on engineering, manufacturing, and you can see there the trends. This is all employees, this is leadership hire, and when you see leadership hire in the fields that the majority of us are moving, there are science, maths, engineering, accounting. I mean, the numbers are lesser. Can you see there? Clear? So I can move fast. So what we do, we have two big efforts in terms of training. That is the workshops. We call them Breakthrough Leadership. And in these classes, it's like two days workshop. We are just getting information on how to negotiate effectively, how to be more strong and focused in terms of while we are doing our job. Also, a lot of time in eliminating all stereotypes and gender bias, and be able also not only to have the awareness in ourselves, but also try to identify and have the mechanism to start negotiating and deal so we can collaborate effectively with our male and with the rest of the organization. Last year, the company decided that it was time also to take care of men. I mean, it was not only, this is not a war. I mean, this is not, Kramer versus Kramer. I mean, all those movies that there are over there. This is a joint effort. And Caterpillar has been managing that speech, I think, in a very wise way. So last year, we had also a workshop only for men to provide awareness in the cause, the importance of hearing and taking into consideration women, and with ideas, with their perspective, enjoy that effort. So in the workplace across industry, there's a further imbalance, especially when it comes to leadership roles. Not only must we have to have more effort to be balanced talent pipelines, but companies might also adopt better practices and policies when it comes to hiring, retention, promotion, mentoring, sponsorship, and transparency. So although we have a 60% of men in our total population, we have 40%. And you might say, well, Claudia, you have just 10% of gap to fill. The thing is, we've been there like 10 or more years with 60 male, 40% female total population. But when it comes to leadership, there's where our main challenge is. And I'm going to go back to those questions. How does it take to build a leader? How does it take to have a good engineer with strong technical skills that are going to be ready to receive all these technologies and all these changes going on in the world? So it takes years. We have to fulfill our gap of women in leadership. We have 30% of our total leaders being female. So we have a 20% gap, and it's not going to be, oh yeah, just hire them. I mean, no, we have to follow policies. We are a company that is committed to respect equal employment opportunities, and we don't want just to fill the number. I mean, we have to make sure that we have the right talent at the right time, at the right place, no matter the gender. So we have to offer a good or fair competence of field. And this is the one that hurt us most. Women, although they can be very smart, edgy, intelligent, when it comes to share the workload after job hours, that's where the energy start to drain, and that's where we start seeing, the difficulties in order for them to compete fair in their growth. So this is the working day for men and women. It is official. I mean, sometimes people question, oh no, it's not. I mean, it is the numbers, and it is what it is. Women work nearly an hour longer than men every day. So although women work an average of 8 hours and 39 minutes a day, nearly an hour longer than men when both paid and unpaid tasks are taken into account. So how do you expect, to have a women engineer that, has all their workload during the day and then arrives and have to take care of the children and cooking and prepare the uniforms for the next year? They will not arrive with the same energy, with the same focus that someone that is not dealing with that. So this is how it looks in terms of the companies that participate in the World Economic Forum analysis every year. It's 140 companies from all over the world participate in this analysis, and you can see where Mexico is. You see the United States, the colors, the half of the chart. From your right will be the unpaid work for women and the paid work for women. So the bad ones are the strongest colors. And on my left will be unpaid work men and paid work men. So the light colors are the positive, and the strong blue are the negative. So, and you might say, well, Claudia, okay, this is on your side of the country. It doesn't bother. It's not important with the U.S. I'm going to tell you, culture moves around the bridge. Okay? We all have cousins. We all have the same custom way to do work, way to do home, how we raise our children. The bridge, believe me, doesn't make a difference. Might make a difference in terms of rights and the law. The United States has more progress and advance in terms of law. We are kind of behind on laws that protect works environment and human rights. We have them. But when it comes to culture, it's the same thing. Okay, so what will we do? We invest a lot of energy, time, and money in providing information to our employees, our female employees, and also our male employees, and how to manage a better work-life balance, to start with them. One of the main feminist principles is first that you have to construct yourself as an individual in order for then progress collectively. So you have to start with you first. You have to be right. You have to eat right. You have to do exercise. You have to take care of your health. And personal life is not family life. Personal life is you. Are you taking care of your spirit? Are you doing community? Are you taking that training or that course that you want to do because you want to approach another level in your career? That is what you have to focus first, is you. You have to be strong first in order to start sharing with the rest. So if you have a lot of strong women, you can make progress in a group, and if you do that, your company will rise, and not only the women's side, but also on other gender. Okay, so any questions up to this? I'm trying to do my best in my language, so if you have questions, just raise your hands and let me know. Another strong effort that Caterpillar has been doing is reach out to the community. How I'm going to fulfill my pipeline, my talent pipeline, if I don't have the universities at the level that my customers and the global demand is demanding. We're talking about 2020, start losing all these type of jobs or expecting these changes in technology. Does the local university will be able to bring me that type of talent, that level of skills that I need? We have a lot of things going on, and we travel every year to the best universities within the country to reach for talent. I mean, we go to Monterrey, to Querétaro, Puebla. We have contact with universities here in the United States because we have to remain and maintain ourselves competitive and attractive for new investments. And the first question that our board of directors, our directors made is, are we capable? Do we have the knowledge in place? Do we have the talents in place? Do we have the capacity? And we have to say yes, no matter what. So if we have to go and chase talent to Mexico City or wherever, we have to go there and make sure that they heard about Nuevo Laredo and they heard about Caterpillar as the best place to work. So one of the main efforts that we do is reach out and work with the main universities, technical universities mainly, and also high schools that are address technical careers. And this is in 2016, we made our first Educate Girls Changes the World Congress. Big success. It was one of the elements in the social responsibility program that Caterpillar had that I feel more proud of it. I mean, I love the race and I love the other Congress and all of the nice things that we do, but this one really fills me from joy, because it is the opportunity that we have to share with young students our examples. I mean, I didn't go to a fancy university. I'm graduate from El Tec, and I have the opportunity to work in a company that will provide the chances for me to grow and flourish. So we are trying to give those role models to the young girls and just help them not to deviate just to get their degree. And so the first year we have 300 students. We work with the Cebetis, COVATs. We try to, our focus, it's girls in STEAM careers, science, technology, engineering, maths, girls that are going to those fields. And last year we also delivered the program with 300 students for technical high school, also with big success. We collaborate with the U.S. Consulate, with Instituto Municipal de la Mujer. The local municipal government also support us in this initiative, so great fun. For our employees, we also made a small effort similar to the Congress. We invite girls, daughters from our employees to encourage innovation and diversity, and the goal is to promote STEAM careers. We need to fulfill the pipeline, and we need to promote that engineer careers are good to have, and it's okay to pursue engineer career, no matter if you're a girl. Okay, for 2018, this is our goal. We have employee resource groups, and the Women Initiative Network are the ones that organize all the previous slides that you saw. So our vision is to build on the strength of women and creating power connection across Caterpillar to drive personal, but also professional growth. And our mission is just not only have coffee talks and have fun, but is to support, have a support network that will accelerate business results by develop our employees to act as a catalyst for gender diversity. Okay, yeah, WIN stands for Women Initiative Network, Red de Iniciativas de Mujeres. So these are our three deliverables for this year: strengthen women, driving business result, and build a better world. And if you saw on the previous slide, we are there. I mean, we're up to track. And we're a benchmark, not only our facility in terms of results, business results, but also on employee activities or engagement activities. And WIN has been recognized, I think, last year of being one of the chapter with more progress in their actions and maturity. This year, we're going to support the Press for Progress campaign from the International Women's Day. And the main message is what means for Press for Progress for Caterpillar, Women in STEAM, Career Plan, etc. And I just want to mention that none of this could be happening if we didn't have the support of our male leaders. We have the strong commitment from Bob Paternoga, Luis Hernandez, Ricardo Guerra. And gender equity is about power. And one of the things that we have to be very cautious and intelligent is that it's not a war against men. I mean, this is a joint effort. Having a competitive company is not only work that now is going to be only performed by women because, life decided to do it at this point in time. They're the one who make the decisions. They're the one to authorize the budget to do all this. So I want to give a big round of applause to my male leaders that have been able to have the vision, the commitment, and the willingness of doing this. And it's not easy. I mean, we have a lot of things going on in mind culturally. I mean, our genetic is just in our mental patterns are just fixed that way. And you have to make, a radical change, 180-degree change in order to start embracing this type of concept. I'm going to close up my presentation with the fruits and the results of doing all this, doing the right things. We've been recognized from the government as a company that is responsible with towards initiative from families, and more focus in terms of flexibility, workplace flexibility arrangements with our employees, but also in the community for being a company that is social responsible. And last year, with all the growth that is happening in Nuevo Laredo and a lot of challenges in our workplace, we were the company that had the lowest turnover in Nuevo Laredo. Ricardo mentioned and said that not happened just to be by chance or by luck. That is something that is being worked. We invest a lot on leadership development. We invest a lot in having the proper environment in our workplace. So the call today, and I'm gonna mention one of my favorite history figures. That is one of them, because I have a lot. That is Christopher Columbus. And he was a 21-year guy, they arrived to a new country and managing all these rebels. And when things start to be complicated, he just decided that there was no point of return, and he burned the ships. So I don't know if you recall that part of history. I mean, it's a very common quote or reference made. So it is a time for us to burn our ships, and not burn our ships in terms of easy things or something material. Is the time for us to burn the ships of beliefs, you know, and our fears, you know, if women come, I might be losing opportunities, and be able to conquer inclusion, conquer tolerance, and respect, and new ideas, and also forms to do business, because it's happening. You know, the change is here. We have to release, you know, all those things are in our minds, and be able to stand up. But not stand up just women. I mean, all these forums and the Oscars and the Grammys, and everybody says, you know, stand up to recognize women. Yes, it is the time. And women, my message here is we cannot lose momentum. I mean, the environment you can feel it. I mean, I'm so empowered. And I'm not going to wait 200 years so the gender or the economic gender gap is closed. I mean, I'm going to take every opportunity out there, and we cannot, you know, stand there and wait. Oh, okay, it's going to take 200 years until I'm going to be reaching equal pay. No, ma'am. I mean, you have to stand up. The laws are there. The environment are there, the workplace opportunities and policies are there. It's up to you. But when it comes to doing this, Mary Shelley, she's the writer of Frankenstein. I mean, just to make a quick reference. So she says, I don't wish for women to have power over men, but over themselves. And also right now, and as we speak in Spain, they shut down operations. Nobody is working right now. Nobody is doing classes. They shut down the entire country to stand up for women's rights. And they're using a quote also from another famous writer, that it's Emily Dickinson. That said, I don't have it right here with me, that says, you never know how we are until we're called to rise. And right now, the call is not only for women, it's also for men, because we can do this by ourselves. You're the one that takes the decisions, you're the one that make it power, you're the one that make it possible, and us, we have to do our part. So today, to close this, as just to do it in a, voy a decirlo como significativo o algo, to do it representative, I'm going to ask you both to stand up. And everybody's doing it. It's a thing right now going on. But it's not only going to be a recognition for women, for all the work and all the years that have been going on, for the ones that passed and gave their life in order to give the privileges that we're having right now, but also the recognition for men, because this is a change. I mean, I don't want to stuck up on a discussion of if it's right or not, or if it's the correct thing to know. We have to follow and make echo of this last quote that Emily Dickinson says, that you never know how we are until we call to rise. And that is a call for the potential. That is a call for the things that we're not touching right now, but they're there. And they're there for all the community, for the Laredo's region, for Caterpillar, for Delphi, for Honeywell, for Medline, for all the companies, for IBC, for all the companies that we represent. It is the challenge, it is the momentum, we cannot lose track of that. Thank you very much for your time. I hope that it was more
Thank you so much, Claudia. Before you step away from the podium, I would like to give you something that we have for you. The Board of Directors of the Logistics and Manufacturing Association hereby recognizes Ingeniera Claudia Contreras Faz in appreciation for your participation as our distinguished guest speaker during our LMA breakfast meeting, March 8th.